Hi Flosstube, it's Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher. Today is June 14th, 2020. This is Flosstube video 52. It's another one of those videos where my organization happened about 2 minutes before the video started. So I have piles of stuff as per usual on my table, and I just can't wait to visit with you about them. I did notice in my last video that I have a tendency to sometimes I have a lower voice and it drops down and I become a little quiet. So I'm going to try and project a little bit more this video. I struggle with it, whether or not I should get a mic, but I've had feedback that people can hear me for the most part, which is good. I want to try and make sure that I am clear for everyone though. So I hope everything is well with you. I'd like you to see this gorgeous shelving unit that my husband built for me. He is so talented. He's a mechanic and he can see things and put them together. So his background is not in construction or cabinetry or anything like that. But he did a great job. And he used wood from our property that he milled with our portable sawmill. So I got to paint it and we put it up on, let's see, what day was it? Tuesday, I think. I was on vacation this week. We had roofers come on Monday and Tuesday. And that's one of the things that you have to do, but you'd rather spend your money on something else in your house. But you really when you need a roof, you need a roof. You can't really put that off. So I want to say there was a crew of about 10 guys, and they were fantastic. They worked a long day on Monday, they worked a half day on Tuesday, and they were done. The gutter guys come on Monday, tomorrow, and replace the gutters. And then let's see what else. We're finishing our shower remodel in our main master bathroom. And the glass guys are coming, I don't know when. But it's an expensive month, that's for sure. Not much else is going around in my house. I've got a couple of kids home right now. All I had to say was, I baked you some chocolate chip cookies and I was going to mail them to you, but it was going to cost me $22. I'm not going to do that. So I'll throw them in the freezer for you and you can pick your bag up when you come to visit. So 2 of them immediately are like, we'll be right over. 5-hour drive, I'll be right there. But it's great to see them. I haven't seen them since Christmas, I think. I'm still social distancing, still working from home. I went and saw my sister and my mom last weekend. That was something that I was very much looking forward to. Boy, the gray hairs really pop off my head now. Woo! It's coming along, right? Look at that one. That's the curly hair that I need to press it into submission a little better. My other 2 kids, hopefully they come to visit soon. And I think that's it. All of my retreats this year have been canceled. My vacation's been canceled. So much like y'all, right? You're finding your joy at home, or trying to find your joy at home. Missing my stitching friends though. Oh, I went to Acorns and Threads on Thursday. I was off this last week. I went to Acorns and Threads on Thursday and I met Lori, textilist, and Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. We had lunch and then we went and shopped, which is great. I mostly bought threads for projects, and I'll show you those momentarily. So what have I been working on? Well, Stitch Mania has pretty much ruled my stitching life this past month or so. And I do have a couple finishes. I think I showed all the starts by the end of my last video, which was the last day of Mania. But I haven't finished a few. I can't remember what I've shown you, so I'm guessing. So this is the finish. It's henpecked by Plum Street. I'm sure you've all seen this. It's one of the stacks. What does she call this? The stack series. But I very much love this. And now one thing about doing small Mania is I have a lot of finishing that I have to get done. But isn't that sweet? I love it. So cute. So there's that one. Then I finished this other one called United We Stand. It was a little black and white pattern that I picked up off of a stash and load site for like nothing. And it's really cute. I have an idea on how to fully finish this one. Super cute. Sort of a surprise stitch, right? How is that going to turn out? And then Souvenirs of the Heart. by Brenda Gervais with Eye Needle and Thread. I will tell you, I was obsessed with this one. I loved stitching 1/1 on a 28 count. Very cute, and I have an idea on how to finish this. And then the last Stitch Mania finish that I have is Bless Our Land. And actually, I showed this on Insta Story, I think, and somebody said I missed a little flower behind the sleeve, so I need to go back in and put that in. I'll do that today. Bless Our Land. Look at those eagles. Aren't they sweet? So much fun. It was a long month, and I did enjoy starting everything, and I did enjoy finishing several things, and I'm going to continue to finish because the rest of my whips in those project bags there are almost all large pieces. There are a few mediums, but they're mostly large. And when I got done with Stitch Mania, I was really hankering to get back to some of my big pieces. So I pulled out my Stitch 10 and 20, and I've shown you this before, but I ran through the list, and I had Mirabilia's Rose Arbor, Gathering Pine Cones by Hillside Samplery, I think is what it's called, Fallen Roses by Lavender and Lace, Hoity Toity by Long Dog Sampler. I almost stitched on that twice in the middle of Mania. Abigail Colby's Work Basket by Primitive Needle, which is out of print. Good Company by the Scarlet House, Red Wear, which is out of a magazine from the mid-90s. Modern Folk Embroidery Quaker by Modern Folk Embroidery, and actually the Quaker's called Forget Me Not. And Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais, and English Garden by Samplers Not Forgotten. So I picked up, this week when I was on vacation, I picked up Modern Folk Embroidery's Forget Me Not sampler. I think if you watch my last update, I had this top part to do. I was off somewhere in here. I think that I got to about here before I was off, but somehow I was off up here, so I stitched across. And at about 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday, I finished it. So I binge watched Broadchurch. I think Julie Coast Stitches may have recommended that one, but season 3 I binge watched last night and watched it. But this is the this is my finish, and I adored this. Adored this. I stitched it in a navy blue silk from Silks for You, and it is 065 PB. Let's see, no, 065 is just the number if you go to their Etsy store. And the letters are over 1 with Rainbow Gallery Petite Treasure Braid. I'll have to insert it here. I don't remember which number it is. PB40, I think. I'll double check for you. And the fabric is Autumn Gold by Lakeside Linens. It's on 40 count, but I just absolutely love the way this turned out. It's just gorgeous. This painting here is by my aunt. The frame that was on it, I did not love. I got rid of it a long time ago, so I need to find a frame for it. My mom gifted it to me. She had one for each of us kids, so. Those are my finishes, and thus I have no real whips that I've made progress on since we last visited. So I really just have finishes this time to enjoy. So I will probably in the month of June pull out more of my Stitch 10 and 20s. Those are all projects that need some work. Like Hoity Toity would be a stretch to get that done, honestly. I had my Stitch 9 challenge last year. I had 8 of the 9 actually 7 of the 9 I finished. One was a project I decided to pass on to another stitcher. And one is an unfinished project that I might pull out this year. It was a lot of fun. It was Pink Cottage by Nora Corbett, and it was a lot of fun to stitch on. The rest of them, some of these are just really, I probably 2/3 to 3/4 done. So I will intersperse them. I have largely ignored my Stitch 10 and 20. my Stitch 9 last year was not as much fun. The projects were not as much fun. They were older projects. And this year, I just picked things that I absolutely love, and I can't wait to stitch on them. So in July, I had mentioned that when I was doing Stitch Mania, I might do more patriotic stitches in July, and that's the truth. I've decided that I am going to do that. So I will show you, I've got a pile of stuff here. So what I'm going to start in July. Because I had at least 60 more projects that are patriotic. Is that not terrible? This is what made the cut, and I might do Patriotic Mania again next year. We'll see. Liberty's Welcome by Plum Street. And I bought the NPIs at Acorns and Threads. I have a couple different colors of fabric I'm undecided on. One is a Lakeside navy bean, but the house is sort of gray, so the house might get lost. And the other is a 46 count weeks parchment on Zweigart. Some of the other colors might get lost too, so I just don't know yet what I'm going to do with that for sure with the fabric. But that one I will certainly start this next month. The Theresa Kogut sampler, the new one, the Americana sampler. There's Sambry Stitches, has a Zoom group. A lot of us are going to stitch that together. So I'm sure there's a Zoom SAL. I think it's, I don't know the name of it. I'll see if I can find the name of the SAL, and I'll put it on the screen here for you. The next one is, this is called Summer Jubilee. What's this called? Oh, please. Yeah, Summer Jubilee. This one, Linda Jo worked on this one, and Brenda Sampler Stitcher worked on this one too. I love the colors on this. Isn't this fabulous? The brightness and the cheerfulness and the just the gorgeousness of Blackbird Designs. And I could not believe this, but I went into Acorns and Threads, and Janine had a cut of 32 count R&R 18th century Blackbird, which I have never seen anywhere. And it's just because probably I'm not in the right place. But I could not believe that she had exactly the called for fabric. Well, this is 32 count now. I think that it calls for 30, but this is close enough, right? This is a great kind of a medium gray color. So I'm excited for that one. And here's the next one. This one is called, oh, please. Summer Souvenir, I think. Yep, Summer Souvenir, also by Blackbird. And it's in this book, Token of Friendship. I just love Blackbird. And look at the colors on that. Why wouldn't you want to stitch that? So that one, it will be a new start next month. Then, because I'm just absolutely obsessed with Plum Street samplers these days, Heritage Sampler. A lot of people have finished this or are working on this. I think Linda Jo's on the final stretch of this. Pretty Southern. And then the next one that goes with it, A New Constellation. This just was released this year. It's beautiful. I think Michelle Rudy was talking about this style of sampler, and this is a Balch sampler or a Rhode Island sampler, and it happens to be one of my very favorite styles of samplers. I have several sketches that I've done for some designs on this. There's another one that's a Scarlet Letter sampler that's in the same style, in the Rhode Island sampler style, that I love, and I love to stitch it. It's all hand drawn, and it's just takes a lot of extra work to do that, so I'm not ready to do that now. Plum Street Abigail, John and Abigail. I love this one with the cherries on it. So sweet with that barn flag. Little House Needleworks, number 76, Battle Hymn of the Republic. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. Okay, the next one, Summer Salt Box. I have not yet decided if this is going to be all of these stitched together, all of the seasons stitched together, or individuals or pairs. I have some time to plot through that, but this one I am excited for. She makes the best horses. Then Brenda Gervais, Basket Full of Summertime. Yep. Brenda Gervais, Stars and Stripes. And then Swanky Sim on Instagram and I are stitching this one on the 4th of July. We're going to start this one, Sweet Liberty, Sweet Land of Liberty. I'll make some adjustments to mine, but I think she's going to do the straight up called for on this. That's a great design. Anyway, I may amend that. I don't know. Well, here's two more that I have kitted up. I've had kitted up, and I'm just going to start them. This one is, the first one is Blackbird Designs, the Garden Series. I'm going to stitch them all together on one big piece because that's how I roll. I have Pecan Butter is my Lakeside fabric, and then here are the threads. And I think more than anything, I'm going to start this so that I can put some of these threads back in my stash because wow, that's a lot of colors. That's a lot of inventory right there. And then the other one that I've had kitted up for a couple years is Esther Edison by Chessie and Me. I think Carol Saltbox stitched this one, and I've seen this on Instagram several times. I have this linen I won from Victorian Motto last year or the year before. It sort of looks like Legacy to me. Pictures Plus Legacy. It has just a bit of a goldish, greenish, tannish cast to it. Beautiful modeling. And here, here's the threads for it. It has a lot of gold red. That red is Buckeye, I think. Yeah, Buckeye Scarlet. Great colors. So I'm excited for those. Okay. I have been watching a lot of Flosstube. I'm trying to clean up my subscriptions a little bit. If I have someone who's been inactive for a long period of time, I might not continue to follow them. I have, I think, almost 500 YouTube channels that I follow, and it's just hard to watch everyone. And so I might adjust that a little bit. And if you have a channel you want me to watch that I haven't mentioned before, please go ahead and put your name in down below. Glad to look at it. I think I'm in a little bit better shape than I was earlier this year. Let's talk a little bit about haul, because this video is really not going to be that long, I think, which is great. I picked this up yesterday. Now it was $10. Isn't that great? This was from Craft Warehouse, which is a regional craft store in the Pacific Northwest. They're my favorite craft store of all the big box stores. And what I bought this for is Priscilla and Chelsea. Well, this would be Hands-On Design and Priscilla collaborations on the Barn series. And specifically the farm series. The Queen Bee farm, I want to do the small here and then make a wall hanging and do the large one down below. And you could put seasonal, florals or whatever you want in there. So I might have to make an insert to go in there to sew some things that will hold that okay. But I just thought this was really a lot of fun. And it was economical. Bought a couple other things there, but I'm not going to drag them over. This one, who was on Instagram? I think Wicked Pretty Alice maybe says she found her unicorn, which is Jane Ballard, which was one of my unicorns. I don't know. This is by the Porcupine Collection, Worcester Art Museum. It seems like this might be a reprint. I'm not sure. But my friend Shelly from Creative Quarters wrote on the Insta story that she had one in her shop. So I could not believe the fortune, right? I went over and grabbed it. So I'm excited for this. This one is fully stitched up, and I think for sale at country sampler, or it was when I was there last year. I think it was like in the apartment up above the store in one of the rooms, or I think it might even be in the bathroom. And I looked at it, I thought, someday I'm gonna stitch that. And sure enough, someday I am gonna stitch that. But that tree trunk, I think it's all free form. So I get comfortable with the uncomfortable. I have Shepherd's Bush, My Home Sweet Home. I'm going to pull this one closer because that's a smaller. Look at those sheep with the flag. There's like a pink and white striped sheep, and then one with stars. Super adorable. I love that one. Got that, and then I picked up off of Stash and Load a friendship sampler, and this says, the long road between us shall not our course part, for thy friendship is dear and kept close to my heart. I have never seen this one before. It's a Plum Street. It's a friendship sampler. It's an older one that she had. Girl stitching, super cute. Then, because I just love Priscilla's stuff. She does such a great job. Yep, got that. And then this I saw on Instagram too. I gotta get off of Instagram. It's like the new Stash and Load for me. Timeless Treasures. Look at that quilt. I love it. Buttermilk Basin, if you follow them, Stacy on Instagram, she had some events going on. She has one around the 4th of July, some free patterns, and she has kits you can buy for the patterns. She just is so prolific, and her finished items are gorgeous, and her shop was amazing to visit. I was also, when I was cleaning up my craft room, I started to go through some of my stash. I bought a label maker, so I'm going to redo some of my organization tabs. I have a label maker. It came, but it takes batteries. And did I have any batteries? No. No batteries that fit that in the house. So I'm going to have to go pick up batteries today. And I just am starting to part with some of my stash. I have some quilt. I threw a ton of quilt magazines from the 90s away into the recycling. And then I have several other hand-sewn quilting, cross-stitching things that I want to share with the world. So the first one today is Brenda Key's traditional samplers. I have several of her patterns, and I really love what she designs. Like, for example, this band sampler. And you could change the colors on this and personalize it very easily, in my opinion. Another one I thought was pretty is this little sampler here. This is called the Becky Knoll sampler. Just a very feminine, pretty sampler. Then there is, this is Abigail Markham. I want to say there might be a separate, this is either in another design or maybe a different freestanding pattern. And then this one, Bird Sampler. The bird which soars on highest wing builds on the ground her lowly nest, and she that doth most sweetly sing in the shade when all things rest. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. So I'm pretty close to 7,000 subscribers. And so for my 7,000 subscriber giveaway, I want to give this book as a gift to a stitcher. And I would like to know, if you're a sampler stitcher, your favorite style of samplers that you like to stitch, or designer. And if you're not a sampler stitcher and you're still interested in this book, tell me what your favorite type of stitching is. So I'm interested to hear what you have to say about that. What else is going on? I think that's it. No. There's one more thing. I just don't go here very often. I really don't. It's outside my comfort zone. We just have a lot of people in our community who are passionate about points of view. And to me, it just was so noisy this past month. There's so much that's going on, and it just creates, my heart hurts, with all of the people who are treated poorly and discriminated against. And so when it's so noisy that I can't hear, I just see what God has to say about it. So it's pretty simple, right? In the New Testament, God talks about the new covenant is you need to do two things. One is love God above everything else. And two is to love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. So you might think, well, I don't really do much for myself. I really do for other people. And I don't know if that's 100%, like, if maybe our points of view need to be expanded, because if you have a place to stay, if you have your basic needs met, if you have clothing and shelter and food, you're caring for yourself, right? And you can still care for other people, but you're still caring for yourself. If you're watching this video, you're doing something for yourself. And I do things for myself all day. Did I not just show you a bunch of things that I bought for myself? Absolutely. I asked my husband to build me a shelf. It was for me. So wouldn't the world be a better place if we loved other people as much as we love ourselves? It's really hard for people to do that. Our humanity and the things that make us faulty humans, if we could just change that, how much better would the world be? It would be tremendously better. So all of this to say, I think of my friend, someone who I'm proud to call my friend, Emily C. from Eclectic Possessions. She is a children advocate. She works for a nonprofit who helps children in need, and she loves children that she doesn't even know as much as she loves herself. And that kindness is worthy of support. So Emily C. is helping with campaigning to raise funds for the organization she works for to continue to distribute kindness and care and help for children in need. They have a duck derby going on. It's virtual this year because of our current environment with COVID. It's a worthy organization. So I'm gonna link her last video where she talked about that below. I encourage you to go check out the organization, and you could adopt a duck, and you could spend maybe the amount that you would buy a chart, and instead of caring for yourself, you could care for a child in need. So that's all I'm going to say on that topic. I really just love talking about cross stitch more than anything, but I did think that we can never talk about love too much. I hope you have a great day. I'm excited for what's happening in the next couple months in my cross stitch plans, and I look forward to seeing y'all in a couple weeks. Have a great Sunday.